How's it going, everybody? Rybread here today, and before we start the video today, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who's been watching my videos. You guys really give me the drive to keep producing these videos and keep doing the series, so I thank you for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions, or just want to just say anything, just go ahead and throw it down in the comments section. I can guarantee you I'll look at it. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest, and every time I post a video, and want to stay up to date with the series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a lot of trades because, as you know, the tank is on. We are last in the league with 32 points. It's January 1st, so there's still some time left to kind of make a push, but it's not going to get us anywhere near the playoffs, and I'm not going to, give anyone false hope here and say that we can make the playoffs. So we're going to 100% tank. So if you look here at the standings, there we are in last place, just behind the Los Angeles Kings, which is actually surprising. We have 32 points. If you notice down here, the New York Islanders have 36 points. That's just 2 wins away from jumping way far down. I want to say that's like 8th place in the draft. I'd rather have us be drafting in that top 5 position, or even, like the top 3, getting one of those lottery picks. So I'm going to sell off a bunch of players that won't hurt us in the rebuild, but also won't hurt our chances to tank the season. Now, one guy I tried to look for somebody who wanted him was Matt Molson, because he's on a 3-year, $5 million deal, and he's not good. He's old, and he's an 82 overall, and he's on the 3rd line. Granted, he is producing. He's got 15 points this season, but I wanted to ship him off, couldn't find anybody. So I did do some pre-scouting for trades. I think these trades make sense. Like I said at the beginning of the series, I wasn't gonna just get a whole bunch of BS trades, just cheese the computer and shit like that. So these are trades that in my head I kind of made some sense of it, and kind of gave it an explanation as to why I like both teams would make this trade. So without further ado, our first trade, we're going to go acquire that goalie of the future. Now this trade makes sense if you think about the expansion draft coming up. Plus, they want to give him away. We're going to go for Matt Murray. Now, at 22 years of age, he's got a 4-year deal at 3.57. So his contract is one that I'm okay with. He'll be 26. He'll probably be pretty good. So at that point, we'll have to make a trade or make a decision on him on whether or not we want to keep him or sell him off, because he might ask for a lot of money. Now, in order to get this trade done, we're going to have to give up more than just the first player I'm going to put up here. So he's actually green, which means they want him. So he's a nice rental player for them. Josh Georges, on the blue line, 32 years of age. He's our assistant captain, so he's got that leadership experience. And he's that big body that the Penguins can use on their blue line. Now we're going to have to give up our goalie, Robin Lehner. Anders Nilsson's only an 81, so he's not going to he's got absolutely no trade value down here. And Robin Lehner is only signed for 1 more year, so they can easily let him go and let him hit the free agent market, or they could re-sign him if they wanted to. He's only 25 with starter potential, so they could even sign him and then trade him again, or even trade him at the trade deadline for a backup goalie. So by trading for him now, they give themselves options for the future. So this is our first trade. Matt Murray, future goaltender, 22, low elite potential, 86 overall. So he's the same overall as Robin Lehner, except he's got that low elite potential with 22 years of age. Stats are looking good this season. That's basically a 1-for-1. Josh Georges as a rental player, Robin Lehner as a backup goalie, and then we get that third out of it just so we get some little extra value in there. So that's great that they accepted that. I'm going to just go to best roster. Our next trade is for a player that I think is undervalued and underrated in this game. Not necessarily underrated, but I think his trade value is way too low. We need to bolster our defensive core, and it's not going to be a trade that'll help us right now, but it's one that'll help us in the future. So this guy, Jake Bean, earlier on in the season, I did do a season simulation as the Carolina Hurricanes. He did grow pretty well, so if he can grow in this franchise mode as well, I think we're going to get a pretty good deal. For what I'm giving up here, I'm going to give up the two third-round picks. That third round I just got from the Penguins, and our own third-round pick. Now this trade, for us makes a lot of sense, and for Carolina, they already have a guy, Hayden Fleury, who is in the same exact boat, yet a little bit better than Jake Bean already. They have, McEwen here, 20 years of age, top 6. They got some defensemen up here, so they just really don't have a ton of room for Jake Bean. Hayden Fleury is already a 73 overall with the same low elite potential playing in the AHL. So they got a lot of defensemen here in the pipeline, which is why I think getting 2 third-round picks would be good for them because they already have other prospects who they can use. Plus, they'll be getting draft picks to maybe get even more prospects. Now, for us, that third round from the Penguins helps sweeten the deal just a touch, and I think that's what sets this deal over the edge. Plus, our third round, I don't think we would find a player or 2 players combined that would be a low elite potential and have the potential to grow. So I think this is a good deal for both teams. So we'll go ahead. Oh, all right. Oh, that's probably my bad. I think I might have sent them the Capitals pick when I was checking this out earlier. So we'll still have the Penguins pick, but yeah, that's what it was. Instead of the Penguins pick, I had to send that Capitals pick over. That's my bad. But we still have a third round pick. We'll go look at our draft picks here. First, 2 seconds, and a third. So we turn those 2 third round picks into a nice prospect instead of taking a shot on a prospect that we really don't have a lot of clue about. We don't really have a lot of deep picks, but we have some early picks that could turn into something. And then the final trade is actually a trade that's been rumored about in real life. It's a guy that people have been saying is on the trade block, or Buffalo might trade for them for a couple of years now. So this guy, he'll help us out right away. Cam Fowler. He'll be that perfect partner with Rasmus Ristolainen. He's got a left-handed shot. He's got that medium elite potential. He's only 25, so he's still got a couple years to grow. Maybe 1 or 2, so he might break 90. He's a top 4 defenseman, something that we need. We have a lot of top 6 defensemen, and then Risto's our top 2 defenseman, but we don't really have somebody who can play alongside him. Bogosian and Kulikov both fit into that top 4 role, but I think Cam Fowler will outgrow them, and he's already a better player than them right now, and I think he'll slot in perfectly with that left-handed shot right next to Risto. In order for this trade to go through, we're going to need to get Kevin Bieksa. He's angry right now, so he's got 2 years left on his deal. It's a very cheap deal. Defensive defenseman. He'll be depth for us. If he gets happier because he's out of Anaheim, his overall might go up, and he might be somebody that we can play for the remainder of the season because we gave up Josh Georges. So we'll just add both of those guys. And then the players that I'm giving up, I know some of you had mentioned that you wanted to see Ennis stay, but actually, Matt Moulson is outperforming Tyler Ennis this season, which is not what I would have expected to happen. So Tyler Ennis is a guy I don't think we can spend $4.6 million on. Matt Moulson's $5 million is bad enough for the next 3 years, but Tyler Ennis, 4.6 for even less production than Matt Moulson, and Matt Moulson has not been lighting it up by any stretch. Yeah, I know he's 27, but he's not going to grow anymore. He'll slot into that third line for the Ducks and be able to provide them good minutes. We're also going to have to give up Cody Franson. He's got a 1-year deal left, so he'll kind of be that replacement player for Fowler this season. They're kind of making a playoff push. They're kind of not, so I'm going to hopefully give them enough value where they can make a playoff push and maybe make one of the lower seeds in the playoffs. And that trade, obviously, with just Franson and Ennis would not go through by itself. So I'm going to give up Minnesota's second and then next year's first. Now, next year's first is a lot to give up for a guy, but for a guy like Cam Fowler, I think it's worth it. Plus, we're shedding a lot of salary cap here, which means we can even go after some players in free agency. I also think that next year we're really going to make a playoff push, and I think next year we want to go deep into the playoffs, even though we didn't make it this year. So that's why I think this trade makes sense for us. For them, again, they've got a lot of defensemen in the system. They have a lot of defensemen, and especially with the expansion draft coming up in real life, this is a trade that, could even go through just because he may be the odd man out in the Ducks organization. So I think this is our final trade. We'll simulate up to the trade deadline, and if anything else comes up and based on the simulation, I can always trade more. But for now, these are the trade I'm going to make for now. Now I'm going to do best rosters and then go ahead and set the lineups. Now, players really like Tyler Ennis in the locker room, but we got a quality player, so everyone's going to be happy about that. Jack Eichel is going to be happier about that. And if you remember at the end of last video, he was pretty upset that he wasn't playing enough. So hopefully we can do whatever we can to get his morale up. So then for the lines, I think I'm going to keep Eichel down there on that second line with Molson and Reinhart. Molson is actually performing pretty well this season, 4 goals, 11 assists. He's a -9 though. So maybe putting him with Reinhart and Eichel will make his point total go up, because I know he's got a pretty bad shooting percentage. They all do, actually. Maybe together with 2 playmakers and a sniper, they can get some more points. I can also change. Maybe I want to make Sam Reinhart instead of a playmaker 2-way forward. But yeah, these are the lines that I was looking at. Brian Giunta is now in on the 4th line. I think he was scratched before because we had Ennis in here. So then we have Carrier, Larson, and Giunta, and Delorier, Girgensons, and Foligno. Girgensons was a guy I was looking to trade, but he's only got 1 year left, and he's not really good enough, and he's too young to be a rental player. So I'll probably end up signing him to a bridge deal at the end of the season. Maybe something just a little bit more than what he's got right now, maybe 1.65 for 2-3 years, or maybe even 1.75 to 2 million for 3 years. Giving him that kind of contract to see if he can grow and outgrow his potential. I know he's a medium top 9 forward, so he could even grow to become that good bona fide 3rd line center that we need behind Eichel and O'Reilly. Now the tough thing is next season when Eichel is even better and O'Reilly's even better, what am I going to do with those two and where they're going to play? But that's not something we have to worry about now. So here's the defensive pairing. Kevin Bieksa, he did actually go up quite a bit. He went up 6 overall points. So now he fits perfectly, and our defensive core is actually not looking too bad. Jake McCabe's overall is up. I believe that would be just from morale. But right now our top 4 is actually looking pretty solid. I'd like McCabe to grow and maybe have Gooley or Jake Bean grow to a high enough overall where we can play them on that 6th defensive pairing, that 3rd defensive pairing right there. I'm just going to have to quickly set the lines again. Make sure Eichel's on the point. And then we can put a guy like Matt Molson in here instead of, oh God, what's his name? Take Bogosian out of defense, put Eichel and Risto together. Because this is usually what the Sabres do in real life for their first power play unit. And then their second power play unit is a little bit different than what we have, but just because we made those trades and traded some players away, it's not going to be exactly the same. Having Eichel on the second power play, that's fine. Penalty killing, he's not going to play the penalty kill a lot, but a guy like Girgensons and Larson can. Delorier also can. He's a grinder, so he's actually the perfect fit for it. 3-man penalty kill, that's fine. Extras, let's see here. Eichel and Okposo on that first 4v4 line. With O'Reilly and Kane on the second pairing, and then Girgensons and Reinhart. So these all look fine to me. Eichel on that first pairing, on the first 3-on-3 in case we go to overtime, then O'Reilly and then Girgensons. Or we'll actually make him the extra attacker. I know O'Reilly's playing a lot right now, so I'll maybe make Jack Eichel the extra attacker there. Because O'Reilly's taking all those minutes as penalty killer. So we'll actually make Eichel our primary extra skater. And then we have Matt Murray and Nielsen as our goalies. And scratched right now is just Taylor Fadoon, who I probably will end up sending back down at some point. For now, I'll keep him up because he's not going to grow. He's 28. He's exact potential. He's a top 2D. He can come up every once in a while if somebody gets hurt. But then down in the AHL, I believe because all of those trades happened, Alex Nylander was sent to the CHL. So he's not able to play down here in the CHL or in the AHL anymore, excuse me. They sent him down to the CHL, which he won't do in real life just because he actually did play some time over here or overseas, which means he can sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out which guy I should play. Which means he can play in the NHL if we do call him up to the NHL and then have to send him back down. So far, the AHL is looking good. I'm not going to spend any more time on that because that's the AHL, and I think those players would grow regardless. I'll get these player meetings out of the way pretty quickly, and then we'll go ahead and move forward with the rest of the simulation. I'll actually go up to the deadline and then probably through it, depending on how long this video takes. BX, he's privileged to be here, so demanding. He liked it. Being traded is always a hassle, but I'll rebound. I always do. You do great. Welcome aboard. And you can start to tell what the player's like based on the way they're speaking. He's not too thrilled with me, but that had no impact. So I feel like calming might have been better there because I know a guy like Evander Kane usually speaks boastful, and Matt Murray also was just boastful, and they like to be calmed, so they don't like to necessarily be demanded. They like to kind of do their own thing. So without further ado, hopefully I didn't make the team too good. Hopefully it's still pretty bad. Our forward depth is not very good, but I think our defenseman and goalie situation is taken care of, which means now we only have forward free agents to go for in the offseason. So we'll simulate up through the All-Star game here. Got some tough games coming up against the Rangers. It's always tough to root for your team to lose. Oh, we got a win after we make those trades. Shootout win against Chicago. Oh dear, did I just make the team too good? Bounce. Oh my god, that's 4-1. That's okay. I made enough trades. I don't think I need to be getting calls about more trades. Another win against Philly. That's 4 in a row. We lost to Tampa Bay. That's a divisional opponent too. We're probably not even close to the bottom of the league anymore because we just went on a 4-game winning streak. Like I said, we only needed 8 or 6 points, I think it was, or 4 points to. We'll go scout forwards in the queue. I don't like to scout overseas too much. I don't feel like there's a lot of valuable prospects. I feel like in the Canadian junior leagues, there's a lot more talented prospects that you spend your time on, like really finding and scouting. Overseas, it's hit or miss. You may get one, top 10 guy or one, like a couple first round players, but then a lot of the later rounds might come from there. I like to spend my time in the first rounds because I don't have a lot of late round picks usually. And Gergensons is out with a sore shoulder, which means we probably have to call somebody up from the AHL. We'll just move Larson up here. Can Carrier take faceoffs? He's got a 70 overall. We'll put him there. I was going to call up maybe Nicolas Baptiste, the winger who's got, I think, top 6 potential. We'll actually send down Fadoon. This is the perfect opportunity to send him down. And then we'll call up, actually, Cal O'Reilly. I won't screw up Nicolas Baptiste's growth. Cal O'Reilly's a center anyway. So we'll go ahead and go back to editing lines because I don't want to get screwed up here. We put Eichel in all those different positions. I don't want to lose the fact that I had to do all that. So we'll put Cal O'Reilly in at all the lines because I believe he is a two-way forward. He's actually Ryan O'Reilly's older brother, believe it or not. Many people like to think he's his younger brother, but he's actually 5 years older than him. So yeah, Cal O'Reilly will play the minutes that Gergensen took, penalty killing and whatnot. Tim Kennedy, I don't remember having him, but the computer might have signed him as depth. Let's see here. We've lost. Okay, we're coming back down to earth. Everyone was extremely happy after those trades, I guess, and just played gangbusters. Now we've lost a couple. We just got a 6-3 win versus Dallas, who's actually pretty good. So we shouldn't be beating a team like Dallas unless Murray or our defensive core is playing absurdly. So January so far, pretty good month. We'll just simulate to February. Sim through the All-Star game. I'll just go best lines in Rochester. Didn't set too much down there. Evander Kane is really enjoying his ice time, I guess. So in January, let's see. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 5, and 2. So that's about 500. Hopefully I didn't ruin the tank. We got this really long stretch without a game, so we'll simulate up to the 20th, and I can maybe make some decisions. Okay. I'll just have to substitute in... Oh, look, Carrier's grown again, up to a 79. I believe he was a 77 or a 76 when I originally called him up, but he's grown all the way. I'm going to scratch Cal O'Reilly first, just so that I can have it put Girgensons in all the empty spots that Cal O'Reilly filled, because Cal O'Reilly filled all the spots that Girgensons took. So we'll move Girgensons back up to that third line. He's got the little med kit. He's doing all right. He's now got 16 points, which is not too terrible. Eichel's now up to an 89 overall, so I might have to actually put him on the first line. He's outperformed O'Reilly, I guess, as far as overall goes. Oh, I'll just send you back down, O'Reilly, just because I don't want him becoming locker room cancer, because apparently the locker room is doing really well. They're all loving each other. Got some good chemistry in there, boys. We don't want to screw it up. We'll send Cal O'Reilly back down. He's going to be pissed, but I'll put him in real quick on the AHL, and then we'll go check out how Eichel is progressing and if I need to give him more ice time. He hasn't complained about ice time as far as I can see. But if he has, that's definitely going to be something that I want to take care of, because a guy like Jack Eichel, you can't afford to ruin his development or stunt his growth. So no player meetings, which is good. We'll look at his player morale real quick. He's listed as a first-line forward, and he's getting a lot of first-line time. And this is natural growth because he's neutral. He hasn't complained about ice time since December 31st. So for now, I think we're good with that. We'll simulate through February, or at least up to the trade deadline, like we just did. Like I had it going simulate up to the 20th. Then we'll see how it goes this month. Hopefully, we'll still be at the bottom of the league. I feel like we jumped a lot of teams just because we went on that winning streak. And no, of course, there he's happy because he was dressed, so he should be fine. Okay, Eichel lost morale because of ice time, and we have to now... And wow, Dmitry Kulikov strained his hamstring. He's out until February 20th. So I'll call up Justin Falk because he's an 80 overall, so he won't actually be too bad. He's a minor defenseman, but I'll go have to edit the lines now. Eichel, I think might need to move him up to the right wing. I had mentioned earlier in the simulation that I could put him even as center up here. Although O'Reilly's face-offs are much better. O'Reilly's that left-handed shot you want on the left wing, and we can put Reinhart with Kane and Molson. So Reinhart will center those two guys. I got to fix the defense so we'll give McCabe a little bit more playing time. Put Falk in there. Excuse me. We'll just substitute in all lines. We'll give him a little bit of playing time. He's a 7th D man, so he doesn't see much. So we'll just do our best to tank. So O'Reilly, Eichel, Okposo, just because Eichel's growing pretty quickly. Sam Reinhart's now up to an 86 as well, so they're both growing. Molson got 1 goal and 9 assists, 10 assists was it? Yeah, no, he had 11 assists. So 1 goal and 9 assists when playing with Reinhart and Eichel. Reinhardt's putting up a lot more assists, and I assume Eichel's been putting up a lot of points. Yeah, he's taking a lot of shots too. Not scoring on the greatest percentage of them, but that's not necessarily my concern right now. I just want him to keep growing. If he gets to 90, and all right, okay. So Jack Eichel pulled his groin. So after I was raving about Jack Eichel and the fact that he's been doing really well, he's out for another month. So we're gonna have to call up somebody, probably Cal O'Reilly again, just because we need another center on the team. We'll call him up. I can't have him taking, what the spots that Eichel missed. So I'll just go ahead and go best lines here because I don't think we did a ton. We'll put Cal O'Reilly down here with... Oh, they put Gianta... Oh, they put Sam Reinhart on the first line. I'll take the best line suggestion and see how it goes. Hopefully Reinhart can get some points playing with O'Reilly, who I believe is the team's leader in points. Okposo. Yeah, so we'll see how these guys do since we're getting these injuries. The injury bug is almost the best thing that could have hit us right now, just because we're trying to tank. So Eichel got hurt, must have gotten hurt in that 4-1 victory over the Ducks. 1-0 shutout over the Maple Leafs, which is surprising because they should be a team that grows pretty well in this game. So by this time of the season, I think they should be better than they are. I didn't get the chance to see their record. A 5-1 win versus Vancouver. 3-1 win versus Ottawa. And now Kulikov is back. So I'll just go best lines. Keep a couple players scratched for these next two games. A 3-2 loss against Colorado, which they're bad this season. And he injured his hamstring again. So we'll just go back to best lines. Thank goodness I didn't send anybody down. Marcus Foligno is now hurt. There is a lot of injuries going on right now, and I don't know what to do about all these injuries. We'll actually call up Baptiste, just because he's got the potential to grow. We'll just go best lines. Let me take a quick look at the lines. We're going to make trades tomorrow anyway. So, Kane has grown. I don't know if it's morale or what. So they have Larson down here on the fourth line. I'll move Cal O'Reilly down there just to even out the playing time a little bit and make the players a little bit happier with their ice time. Fowler, yeah. Maybe I'll bench Kulikov for a game until he's fully recovered. All right, then a 3-0 loss against Chicago. So this simulation has been a confusing one. After I traded away a lot of players, I know I got some pretty good players, but I didn't think I got enough to propel us over that edge. Now we're going on a couple winning streaks here that I hope didn't cost us a position. Ah, shit. Now we're 5 points above the Leafs, but they got 2 games in hand on us. Shit, that's not what we wanted, because that probably means we're pretty high up here. Yeah, we're 22nd, just like I said, get a couple wins. The Hurricanes are now in 49th. Jesus. And they've only played 56 games. 4 games in hand on us, and they're 10 points below us. Jesus. So the tank, I was going to turn down injuries, but I guess I got to try and find it. I don't know what to do here, boys. I'm confused. I trade away players, I trade away scorers, and all of a sudden this team starts going on scoring rampages. A 5-3 win, a 5-1 win, 3-1, 4-2, 3-1. I mean, this one's 1-0, 4-1. Maybe I improved the defense too much. I'll simulate a couple more games and hope that we don't win them, I guess. I mean, Jack Eichel being out until March should help us tank, but I can't understand why we're winning. Taylor Fedun fractured his jaw. Lovely. Colorado's 31-22-7. I don't know who they got or what they traded, and there's 2 back-to-back wins. Are we really going to make a playoff push? Do I need to start acquiring guys to make the playoffs? No, there's no way we're going to make We're 7 points out of the playoffs? That's not too far off. Oh my God. I thought I had this all set up. I'm like, we're just going to tank, we're going to cruise, we're just going to sell everybody off. But then here we are, just 7 points out of a playoff spot. We keep climbing, which is the worst thing to me because I don't want to finish in that mid-range area. I guess this team, based on the talent it has and the players that are growing, it's going to finish there. I don't really think we need much more. We can't find a suitor for Matt Moulson just because of his contract is so ridiculous. Gergensons we're going to keep as that third line center. Maybe some winger depth, but we're waiting for a couple guys to grow and we should be fine. Plus we want to save the money for free agency. So we'll just go ahead and get to the end of the season here, boys. And sorry if this is a longer video. We only got 20 games left though. Hopefully I don't have to do a lot of line editing. I'll go down here I'll go up to the trade deadline and see how we do against Nashville. That's fine. See if, we'll continue. We'll leave him scratched just because I don't want him getting hurt again. We'll play Fadoon just because the AHL doesn't have a game. So there we go. Let's simulate up here and see if Kulikov is... Multiple players are on Buffalo. Oh, shit. All right, boys. I'm just going to hit best lines and see how it goes. Put O'Reilly on the wing there. Move Moulson up for Gianta. That's fine with me. All of this is good. Defense. We'll keep Eichel, O'Reilly. Yep, we'll keep the defenseman there. Actually, we'll move Reinhardt up there. Take Kulikov off. Or actually take Bogosian. Actually, I want that right-handed shot too. So we'll put him there. We'll put a guy like Matt Moulson, perhaps. Oh, they scratched Johan Larsson. That's interesting. Just because I thought that he would be a player that would play down on the fourth line, maybe as a center. My bad. Yeah, so if you guys want to let me know what you think I should do in free agency, chances are we're not going to finish very well. If you guys have any comments about lines or strategies or who to trade away in the offseason and whatnot, please go ahead and let me know. I like Eichel on that point. We'll do that, and then we need somebody to play here. Jeez, I don't know what to do. I did not expect us to bounce back the way we did. I'll go ahead and put Matt Moulson on there, see if we'll get more points. A sniper on that line. Other than that, I think we should be fine. Let's see, who's scratched? Falk, Larson, Baptiste. So I'll send Falk and Baptiste down. I'll actually send Cal O'Reilly down too. I'll send those three guys down. Just so that we can keep the guys up here that we want to have growing a little bit. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. So Baptiste, O'Reilly, and Falk. So Carrier will stay up here. He'll be on the fourth line with, I think it's Gianta and Larson. Or maybe Gianta's on the third line, but from what it looks like, we have a lot of cap space available, and that's something that I'm really happy about, but kind of worried like for the draft. The draft is going to happen. I think I'll be okay with how the draft turns out. We'll probably have a top 10 pick. I don't see us climbing too far. Hell, we could even win the lottery. We'll simulate day by day and see if people get hurt again. And Eichel pulled his groin again. God damn, how do you... I can't understand like how he pulls his groin again after just being subbed back in after pulling his groin. Like, he was ready to play again. I can't... Oh, I need... How many players do I need? I need 2 players? Did Kulikov get hurt again too? Zach Bogosian got hurt now. Of course he did. God, boys, I apologize for all of this. Damn. That injury bug. And now we win 5-1. I don't get it. Are these other teams we're playing just that bad? Or does this team just want to make the playoffs and doesn't give a shit what I want to do? We're going to continue. I'm not going to... I don't care if he loses morale because he's scratched. We'll see if he's healthy again. So Foligno recovered from an injury, but I don't believe Bogosian has. I believe he's still hurt. We have a player morale meeting, so we'll take care of that while we're here. Evander Kane, I'm glad you're with the excess ice time. See, calming. He doesn't like to be demanded because he thinks he's some hot shit, even though I was considering trading him away, although he is growing pretty nicely. Let me go check the injury report just to see how long Bogosian's out for. Oh, is he not hurt anymore? Is it just Eichel? All right, he's returning on the 30th, so he won't. Unfortunately, he won't be able to play a full season, and that's kind of what we needed out of him to keep his growth going. I'll just go ahead and go best lines here. Cale O'Reilly down here. I'd rather see Foligno up there. Carrier's up to an 80 now, so he is really growing quite quickly. He can make the NHL team by next year at this rate. Reinhardt's up to an 87 now, so unfortunately it doesn't look like Eichel's going to grow to a 90, but Reinhardt could get close. He could get O'Reilly and Okposo level, that medium elite at 21. Defensively, there's what we have. Falk, and now Eichel's hurt, so we'll just send Falk down quickly. I'll hurry up and try and get to the end because I feel I've been going for a while. I don't know how long I've been going for, so I apologize. There's just a lot happening in this video. Didn't think it was going to take this long. So we'll just get to the end of the season here. Hopefully nobody gets hurt and hopefully everyone comes back and we stay healthy. I don't even know where we are in the standings anymore. We're in 6th now. We're 9 points out of a playoff spot. So we're in that no man's land, boys, and that's where I didn't want to finish. A point per game. See, Tampa Bay's got that wild card spot, and then so do the Capitals. So we're 8 points out. Unless we go on some crazy run here, boys, I don't see us going into the playoffs. I see us being in that no man's land and having a pretty poor chance of having a top pick. So I don't think we're going to have a top 10 pick either, unfortunately. So I'll simulate down here to the end of March. 2 games against the Columbus Blue Jackets, which I feel is losable since they're 38, 23, and 5. So we won in a shootout. It's okay, so we took 1 out of possible 4 points, which, you know, we'll just go over here. They got some decent forwards here in the SHL. We'll go check that out for 3 weeks. 20% of the season left. So see, that 500 hockey is what I wanted to avoid. We're 31-30 and 8, 31-31 and 8. Casey Nelson pulled his groin. Boys, do some stretches before you play. Jesus, everyone's groin's going out on them. There's the Ducks. Ooh, they really tanked after I took Fowler, but there's a win for us, so 32-32 and 8. Detroit and Pittsburgh, these are 2 losable games, I feel. 5-0 shutout. I guess Murray just really wants to prove that to the Penguins that they should have traded Fleury to me and not... I'm going to keep Eichel out just because he's not due to return until the 30th, so I don't want him to pull his groin again and miss even more time. So there's a win against the Leafs. A win against the Panthers, a win that's 4 in a row. We haven't allowed almost any goals. 2 shutouts in that 4-game win span. We won 5 out of the last 6 too. So this team likes to go on losing streaks and winning streaks. Let me go put Eichel in, and then hurry up and get to the end of this video because there's only like 5 games left, I think. Okay, I thought it was going to freeze for a second. I was about to be really upset. It's going really slow. Not liking it. All right, so we'll just go ahead here and hit best lines. Switch O'Reilly and Reinhardt. Is Reinhardt, he's still a second line forward, so we'll put Molson up there. Gianta Larson. Delorier's actually grown, which I didn't think he would do at all this season, but he went up by 1. Fowler's up to an 88, as well as Risto, Kulikov, and Bogosian, and McCabe and Bieksa. Matt Murray I thought it was going to say 87, but I guess not. We'll keep Eichel off the power play just so he doesn't get re-injured. 2-player meetings, take care of those. I'm going to save first, boys, so I don't lose all of this data, because every time I come back to this main screen, it takes forever. So I'm just going to save real quick. All right, sorry about that. Look, they just popped up, the team logos. Come on, EA Sports. I need you to stop going for flair and go for functioning. Like back on old gen, they didn't have the coolest looking menus. Hell, they had stuff buried in menus, but you could at least flip through super fast. Now I got like so many statements to make before anything actually loads. Oh, thanks. Sam Reinhardt's complimenting me. But he liked the firm approach. This is a very odd choice. I don't understand why you're scratching me. Oh, shit. He was actually ready. I'll demand him. Oh, he does not like demanding. All right. So hopefully Eichel can, now that he's on that first line again, hopefully he gains some morale back for these next couple games. Jeez. This main menu just takes forever to load. The logos aren't popping up. So yeah, I haven't even been playing for a long time. I know this video's been going on for a while now. It might almost be an hour long. So I'll hurry up and just get this over with for you, and then I'll go ahead and we can get on out, and you guys can let me know what you guys think about the off season, if you want to see the playoff tree, final stats. Next video, I'll do a season recap, just because this one's getting a little bit longer. We'll go ahead and scout some defensemen now. We'll go to... We have a lot of defenseman prospects, but there's, you never have too many. You can trade them away, get some picks. Shootout loss. I just want to see losses here. A 3-1 win against Toronto. This should take pretty quickly, or go pretty quickly. 3-0 loss against the Habs. Florida and Tampa Bay, both losable games. Florida's got 42 wins. We lost to Florida and we lost to Tampa Bay. So those are 2-1 boys that I think that I'm glad we lost. I'll go ahead and just show you guys the standings. Here's the playoff bracket right there. We'll go into it in more detail next video. But other than that, thank you for watching. And if you have any comment suggestions or anything you want to say, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section. I will see you guys in the next one.